What would be a funny thing to say to a surgeon before anesthesia kicks in 5 seconds later? The last time I tried to say something funny right before surgery, they were about to put me out and I said, "Go easy on me, doc, it's my first time." I gave a little chuckle and so did the doctor. He then picked up a scalpel and said, "Don't worry, it's my first time too." And then I promptly blacked out. Right before I went under to have surgery on my septum, I was about to start counting backwards before they put the mask on. Does anyone need anything while I'm out? The last thing I remember was in a room full of people hysterically laughing. I was being wheeled into emergency abdominal surgery once and my girlfriend was with me. We're rolling down the hall and they have the mask out to put me under and I pause and say to her, "Don't let them touch my dick." The nurse smirked a little and they put the mask on me. In somewhat of a panicked fashion, I pulled the mask off, stared up at my girlfriend, and with full weight and seriousness told her they can look at it, but no touching. I heard the doctor laughing as the gas kicked in. They had a thing checking my heart and it fell off and it flatlined. I told them, "God damn it, you killed me." My twin owes me big time for this one. As they were pushing the drugs they asked me to count backwards from 10. All I could say was, "No." The room erupted in laughter and I was out. If I don't make it through this, tell my wife I want her to be buried alive with me. When I had my wisdom teeth removed and was given general anesthetic, I apparently said, "If this is what being on drugs is like, sign me up." He went and told on me to my mother. I once had to have my right hand operated on for a serious injury. "Dr. Grace, will we be able to play guitar after this?" "Oh sure you will." Funny, I never could before. The operating room feels silent. As the anesthesiologist was putting me under, he just said I'd start to feel sleepy soon. I asked him, "Aren't I supposed to be counting back from 100 or something?" He replied, "I don't know, I must have skipped that class." Being an anesthesiologist must be awesome as you can always get the last word in. Anesthesiologist: "Okay, how are you feeling now?" Me: "Oddly." At this point the room starts cracking up. No way it was that funny, right? Anesthesiologist: "Told you so." Turns out he gave me a little anterograde amnesia before a spinal block, endured my stupid joke, then told the room, "Watch this. He's going to say the same dumb thing again. Word for word." Who's the guy with the scythe standing in the corner? I was being put under for a wisdom tooth extraction a few years back, and it was the first time I've ever had anesthesia. They used injection method rather than gas, so they told me to watch the fluids going in so I could gauge when I'd feel sleepy. I had this idea that I would say something like, "Oh no, doc, I've lost my eyesight," or something else preposterous. Before I could collect my thoughts I just immediately blurted, "Well shit." My voice progressively getting lower, and passed out. I asked for a tummy tuck while being wheeled in for a bowel resection. I said, "While you're cutting it open, just cut some off." Then when I was done my surgery, but still pretty messed up on drugs, I asked if I was skinny and then cried when my doctor told me he didn't give me a tummy tuck. Same drive, different procedure, terribly inappropriate joke. Had to have a colonoscopy, so they gave me some medication where I was awake, but like, it was weird. Anyways, I was feeling silly and told him first time doing anal on camera, and I'm not even getting paid. Awful lot of white people in here, me, after being sedated for a colonoscopy. You have to look the surgeon squarely in the eyes, and with a straight face, whisper, "I want you inside me." Last time I went under, as I started to fade, I said, "You're gonna have to drive, I'm fucked up." Probably came out, "You're gonna have a drive, I'm fucked you." When I got my wisdom teeth removed, doctor, "Alright, so you feeling that sedative yet?" Me: "Yeah, a little bit. I bet I can stay awake though." "How long can people usually fight it?" Doctor: "Not long. Good night me." Blackout. I remember laughing when I woke up because that was the last thing I remember. I tend to get massive erections while under anesthesia, but it's fine, just tape it down if it gets in the way. I had surgery in April and my doctor told me I had an erection. I didn't even care. Edit: "Holy crap, my highest rated comment. Thanks guys and gals. For anybody that was wondering, I had a cyst removal." Edit 2, "Thanks for the gold friend, I will treasure it forever." How did that conversation go? "So doc, how'd it all go?" "Excellent. No problems at all, and you should be good to go tomorrow morning. You had a huge erection." "Okay, I don't even care." I had just woken up after having my shoulder worked on. I was in and out of consciousness for a bit and just generally freaking whacked out. I guess I shifted in the bed and moved the blankets a bit and exposed myself as the nurse came in. She smiled and moved the blankets back. I apparently told the nurse, "You saw mine, do I get to see yours?" My wife was in the chair next to the bed. "If something goes wrong and I go into a coma, don't you dare fucking cut my coma beard. Thanks for doing this. There aren't many surgeons out there who would operate on someone without health insurance." I had broken my wrist and was being put under to have 4 pins inserted. They gave me my anesthesia through and for. I felt coldness spreading up my arm and across my chest. The nurse asked how I was doing and I said this must be what dying feels like. I heard her say, "Oh, my God," then I was out. I actually did the same thing before both of mine. I managed to get out. "I'll see you in the future, doc." Or something. Either way, once the drugs kicked in I didn't care. Edit, a word. I actually just remembered I didn't get to say anything the first time. As I was about to lay down on the table they were stepping my arms down and I shit you not the woman says, "Okay, put your arms out like a T." Yeah, it's like you're being crucified. I only got out what? Then I woke up and looked at the first woman. I said, "I'm fucking hungry." "Oh shit, sorry." She laughed and gave me goldfish. To the surgeon and nurse, "I just want you both to know good luck, we're all counting on you." Before going under for wisdom teeth the doctors said I might feel funny. They pushed the drugs and asked if I felt any different. My butthole, and only my butthole, began to itch like crazy, and it was hot, not warm, hot like I just ate peppers with my butt. I told them my butthole is itching like crazy. The assistant was really bad at holding back a laugh. The doc resisted mightily, but he too succumbed to my newly discovered butthole emotions. For the record, my wife does not like it in the butt. Because I said this before my surgery. My wife is a nurse who works at the hospital I was in. I don't remember saying this, but her coworkers remember it. "Yo, let me know if you see my phone in there." Wow. I actually have a relevant story that happened recently. As I was getting ready to go under they were placing a device in my mouth to keep me from biting down on the scope they were going to use for the endoscopy. Think medical ball gag, but a hard plastic ring instead of a ball. As the gal was placing it in I asked, "Wait, what's the safe word?" I heard a good amount of laughing as the world turned to black. Patient, knock knock. Medical staff, who's there? Patient, nobody. Medical staff, nobody. Who? Classic exit. That'd be a great time to try the reverse knock knock. "You, wanna hear a knock knock joke?" "Them, ovs you." "Okay, you start though." "Them, knock knock you, out cold." How do you keep a surgeon in suspense? Here's one that actually happened. My grandmother's sister was getting an epidural done for one of her children. When she came to, everybody involved couldn't stop giggling around her, and she had no idea why. Until it comes out later, that while she was doped, she had repeated one of my great-grandfather's favorite problems of logic. If you're shoved up to your neck backward up a sheep's ass, and there's a bear coming to eat you, what did you do? Do you pull your head in, or bite the sheep's ass to make it run faster? It's a shame he died before I was born, that man. Related comment but doesn't really answer the question. My dad was in the middle of a surgery repairing some pretty nasty damage on his wrist after a skiing accident. He was under heavy anesthesia but the surgeons were having serious trouble with the screws in his wrist, which apparently jarred him around enough to wake up. He noticed their struggles and managed to say righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Then he passed back out. When I got my wisdom teeth out, the dentist's office was right next to a funeral home. I told the guy that if anything went horribly wrong, they could just take me next door. Mother and doctor were not amused. So after my dad had a triple bypass, and was just waking up and they had removed the breathing tube, I was in the room with him. I said something along the lines of, "Everything went perfect with your surgery, Dad, no problems." My dad in his drug haze said that is because I am a perfect specimen of the human male, and it couldn't have gone any other way. Nurses were cracking up. Last time I went under, started to feel a sort of paralysis and couldn't move. Me, whoa. Did you give me something? Nurse, yes, relax and don't fight it. Me, okay, but you should sell this stuff in the gift shop. Everybody laughs. Surgeon, are you okay? Me, yeah, but I'm disappointed there's no cake. Surgeon, laughing, on the recovery notes right, give the patient cake. Next thing I know I'm waking up in recovery with a slice of chocolate cake on the table next to me. As an anesthesiologist, let me clear some things up here. Rarely is the surgeon even in the OR during induction, going to sleep time. Usually just the anesthesiologist, or nurse, and person that helps with instruments for the surgery are present. I've heard and seen every crazy thing imaginable, including people's deepest fears and secrets. Mostly this is caused by a pre-medication such as first removing inhibitions. Every now and again I'll hear something that will even make the entire room chuckle. 99.99% of the time whatever you say has already been said and isn't nearly as funny or original as you think. I often hear from patients in pre-op that their biggest concern is saying something they will regret, and I always reassure them the majority of people talk a lot less and the ones that do talk usually hold relatively normal conversations for the brief period of time of getting a pre-medication to going under full general anesthesia. Now as we are talking a case involving moderate or deep sedation and not general anesthesia, it's completely different. If I were to have surgery and the anesthesiologist not know me or my profession, I'm sure I'd do my best to prank him by saying something completely obscure about anesthesia and just give him a wink. That's it for today, Team Astro. Have you ever had any similar stories like this? If you have, please let us know down in the comments section. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe for more videos. Please consider liking and sharing this video and support us. Daily fun facts before you leave: you burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. Alright, bye.